I bet you're wondering, Venice, why is your hair so wet? Well, I'm wondering why you ask such stupid questions. Hello, so today is hopefully going to be the start of a new series that I'm doing on this channel. This is a snare drum that I purchased from a friend of mine for a very cheap amount of money. That friend is the main creator over at Mercy Music Works. You should really go check them out. He's super cool and he's an incredible music writer, an incredible musician, so please, like, when you're done here, go check out his stuff. But yeah, shout out to you, buddy, you're awesome. So my main goal with this snare drum is to make it sort of a project drum. I've been inspired since high school and college watching like R. David R videos. I really wanted to work on my own drums and at some point end up building my own drum set. Obviously, I live in an apartment. I don't really have the resources for building a drum set from scratch, but I did think it would be cool to make my own sticker snare, or a sticker bomb snare, at some point, and hopefully this is the start of that project. So, this is a snare drum from Atom Percussion, not to be confused with Adams Percussion. This is a 14 by 5 shell Atom Percussion snare. Presumably the shell is made of steel. I literally can't find anything online about this company. They don't have a store or a website. The only thing I could find was Reverb and eBay listings. So I'm assuming that it's like some kind of Chinese stencil brand or other foreign company that's trying to get credit or at least steal a little bit of integrity from Adams Percussion. Seems like Atom Percussion, at least from the searches that I've done, seems to have been a company that was fairly popular in the 90s and early 2000s maybe, but they're either no longer around or they operate by a different name that I could not find. The hardware doesn't look bad. It's not quite fitted to the drum how I personally would like. A lot of it seems to be degraded or falling apart in some capacity, but in general, everything looks like it was fairly cheaply made, at least at the lowest cost possible. The drum itself doesn't seem to be in horrible shape. Obviously, it's a bit old and hasn't been taken care of in the best possible way, but I think that it's something that can be fixed and cleaned up, and hopefully we'll be able to start this whole project. There does appear to be some rusting on the shell, which I think is just surface level. It doesn't look like anything bad or too deep. I could probably go clean it off. The throw-off and butt plates, they're nothing to write home about. They're okay. I did notice they used Phillips head screws, which I thought was weird, but the more I looked into it, it's not as weird of a thing. It's just different choices from different manufacturers, but the throw-off works sometimes. I did notice that some of the lugs do appear to have started rusting, but again, it doesn't look bad. It looks like something that could be cleaned off, and it doesn't look like it goes deep enough to really affect anything, just some surface level on the higher parts of the lug that have been exposed for a long time. The interesting part about this snare for me is that it seems to have an internal muffling, like its own built-in muffler, but I think it's broken in some way, shape, or form. No matter how much I try to tighten or loosen it, the screw doesn't move, so I don't know if that's just like it got stuck in a weird position. I haven't cracked the drum open itself, but we're going to do that in a minute. Crack it open, take a look inside, see what's going on. I also noticed that there is an air hole drilled into the side of this thing, but it looks like it's lost the vent cover. It's just sort of like raw hole right now, not like raw hole, take that out of context. It looks like it's just the air hole drilled in. It doesn't have the actual air vent attached to it. I don't know if that's something I really care about, but at some point should probably look into getting that fixed. When I first got the drum, I did notice that this batter head is cooked. It's got punches and divots all over it. There's stuff stuck to it, some nastiness, some rusting. Like this batter head, as soon as I saw this drum, I knew this batter head had to go. But I didn't notice that the resonant side head also has divots and crusting in it that I think also needs to go. It looks like it's been dragged on or scratched at some point. I think it needs to get replaced. I do not have a replacement today. At some point I'm going to get another one, but first I want to take the drum apart, see what new hardware and other things I would like to order along with it, and then replace that all at once. One thing I will say is the snares seem fine. Like most things on this drum, they're just pretty cheap. At some point I'm probably going to replace them, but right now that's kind of like at the bottom of my list of things to replace. Same with the throw off, like it works, it's functional. It sucks that it gets stuck on the bottom and like kind of have to lift it up before you hit it again, but that's not a huge deal. I hardly ever throw off the snares on a snare drum anyway, so I just really needed to hold it in place. The lugs are okay. At first I thought they were made of plastic, but now that I'm looking at them closer, they seem to be pretty metal. Nice, solid, and sturdy. They are generally dirty, but they don't have as much rust as the actual lugs or the tension rods themselves. You know, I think that they'll be okay. Once again, we're going to take them apart and clean them anyway. But my biggest concerns right now are the heads and the rims. I am worried that the rims might be a bit warped, so we're going to take them off and look at those today. I already have a replacement batter side head that I'm going to put on today, and I generally want to clean this thing, get rid of the rust, and really actually see what condition the shell is in today. So, without any further discussion or stalling, I'm going to take this thing apart. We're going to do some tricks and tips to inspect how everything is doing, and then we'll keep moving forward from there. Yeah. We've got my drum keys from my Pearl Session Studio Select unboxing. Let's take off the batter head. Oh, that's neat. As I'm loosening it, a new crease almost looks like a tear has shown up in the batter head, and even more bumps and bruises are exposing themselves. That's nice. Oh. The washers themselves are all rusted and gross. Maybe I will just replace these. I don't know if these are worth keeping, but for now, going in a handy dandy storage Ziploc bag. All right, moment of truth. Popping the rim off. Ooh. Oh, that is real nasty. Yeah. Okay. That's gross. That's gross. We're just gonna put this right in the trash. Goodbye, batter head. Okay, now that we've got the first head popped off, I want to take a look at this internal muffler mechanism and see. Looks like it's at an angle, which I'm guessing it's not supposed to be. Let's see if we can fix that here real quick. Well, I've messed around with it, which I'm sure I included in the time lapse, and I don't know what was wrong with it before. I think there's a section on this, that's what it was doing before, but there's a section on this screw where the threads don't really catch anymore, and I guess I pushed it past it, but the muffler's moving up and down now, so hey, hell yeah, we fixed something today. And voila, the snares are free as I talk about nothing. And voila, reso head is off. This reso head is in much, much worse shape. Like you can see, I don't know how well it's coming off on camera, but I can see indents from where the snare wires were themselves. There's all kinds of bubbling, and like this head is just overall gross. I noticed there was a lot of rust on the reso head when I was looking earlier, but it looks like it's on the head itself, and it actually came off the bearing edge. The bearing edge itself feels pretty good. It doesn't seem to be too nasty. It looks much better than when the head was on it, so that's a good thing. Well, the bearing edge looks better than I expected. This hoop does not. There's a lot of really bad rusting on the bottom side hoop, and it's really, really disgusting. So yeah, that might suck a bit. God damn, how many fucking tools do I need to take this thing apart? Jesus. Do we even have wrenches? This is a terrible idea. Oh my god. How is this on so fucking tight? Oh. I was turning it the wrong way. Put that in on dumb shit Venice does on a daily basis. I was pulling this one off, I noticed how absolutely rusted the inside of this lug was, and I took a peek inside, and you can see the rust has ate into the inside of this lug. So that fucking sucks, but well, if the rest of them are in good shape, maybe we'll just try to fix that lug. We'll see. How are you? Oh, I didn't know I had one of these. Fuck, I didn't know I had one of these. I've been using this the whole time. Okay. Oop, wrong way. Yep, that bitch is stripped clean. Fuck my life. Hey. So, I did check the rims against my table, and I learned two things. One, that table that I was on is not perfectly flat. And two, these rims are not perfectly flat. As I rotated them and wiggled them, they had different amounts of wiggle in different spots, which is a telltale sign that they are not even. That being said, I'm not going to be replacing them today. Bought some rust remover, so hopefully this will save those tension rods and this bottom head rim. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going to start hitting it with my defunk spray, and we're going to get going. And already, this is immediately looking way, way better than it did before. I will say something I just learned in doing this. You should do the inside before you do the outside, because the soap is going to go through the holes. At least the way I did it. Maybe if you aren't doing this in your bathroom of your apartment, it would go better, but you know, we work with what we got. Now this is cleaned out, let's hear this bad baby. Sounds like a metal bell, that's sick. So, now we're gonna try this calcium lime and rust remover. Oh shit. Oh fuck. That's not good. Dude, fuck. How am I gonna with it? Yeah, there we go. Well shit. That fucking sucks. We're back. It's a couple of days later. I'm sure as you can tell by, I think I'm wearing the same outfit, but I've changed my hair. We're here. The drum is all cleaned up, looking way, way better than when I first got it. We got a new batter head. I'm thinking some things that I want to do moving forward. The snare side head was absolutely fucked. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That thing is foobarred. So definitely need to get a new one of those, and will definitely help improve sound quality and make this drum better. The butt plate I actually kind of like. I like the simplicity of it, but the throw off needs to go. I feel like at some point I need to get a new throw off. It's manageable for now, but like I bet we can get something better. Rust Remover did a great job with the tension rods, which is sick. So I think I'm going to keep those, and it also did a great job with the lugs. I don't really like how they look with this bead anyway, because the way that this is beaded, I feel like the lugs having those openings and stuff is just going to invite moisture to collect in there, more rust, more nastiness. So I'm thinking about getting some thinner lugs like you see on higher end snare drums that are basically just like the stick that the tension rods screw into. Plus then if I do stinker bomb this snare, then it'll help show more of the stickers and cover less surface area on it, which I think will help make it look really nice and cool. But yeah, things that definitely need to get done next. That snare side head has got to go. And when I was messing with the rims, I figured out that both the top and bottom rim are currently warped. So that's definitely next on my list of things for this. When I next have a bit of money, definitely going to replace the rims and the snare head. The lugs originally didn't need to get fixed and were going to be a vanity thing when I had money, but now I think they need to get fixed, especially since I broke one of them. I'm thinking I want to get rid of them anyway and replace them. And of course the tension rods are going to have to go when I do that, because you need the lugs and tension rods to connect. And then of course the snares themselves are fine, but at some point I think I might replace them with something nicer just because. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this experience. If you've made it this far, then you might as well subscribe, stick around for when the next episode of this comes out, see what else I'm doing with this. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm already really excited for next steps and things that I can do with this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being you. Take care of yourselves and have a good day.